That is to say I want to say top 10, but it's just 10. I addressed that because one of the complaints in the comment sections of my top 10 anticipated movies of year X is that they're all big movies. Like, they're all big movies, they're all commercial movies, so much Marvel. Yeah, what the fuck else would be on here? Whatever artsy fartsy ass movie is coming out next November, that might very well be good, but I don't know what it is yet. No one's talking about that yet. It doesn't even have the publicity. This time last year, I didn't even know about Upgrade. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of big movies on here. Don't be shocked. It's just how I roll. It's what I like. It's what I am. And please keep in mind, there are more than 10 movies I'm looking forward to. These are 10 that I picked for a top 10. So when you want to comment below, what about this movie? Just say in your mind, that's 11. And keep in mind, this isn't in order. It's not like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm not going to do the countdown. I'm just going to list them. These are more or less in order of release. So here we go. First up, we got Glass. It feels weird putting Glass on this list because I see Glass in a couple weeks. It comes out in a couple weeks. This is a sequel to Unbreakable and a split tie-in. Point is, it's part 3 of M. Night Shyamalan's comic book hero trilogy, or villain, depending. But I love Elijah Price. I love Unbreakable. I need to see the next chapter. I just hope it doesn't get lost. I hope it doesn't become so big that he cracks under the pressure. That's what I've noticed about Shyamalan. If you look back at his work, every time there's no pressure on him, that's when he does his best work. And when there's pressure on him, that's when he does his not so best work. And I feel like there's pressure on Glass, so we'll see. Next up, we have Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel looks awesome. The trailers have been great. I like the hero. They even changed the name of Captain Marvel to Shazam. Crazy. That copyright, so yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. Shazam. What Captain Marvel did you think? I'm talking about the Captain Marvel that had good trailers. It's as simple as this. It's big meets Superman. How could I not? How could I not? And it had a good trailer. DC's on a pretty good roll right now. They're on a good flight path. I enjoyed Aquaman. All I want to do is enjoy Shazam. I think Zachary Levi's perfect to play a hero who's actually a kid. I just think it could be a really cool adventure, a fun, pure time at the movie. And for those of you who are confused right now about the Captain Marvel Shazam thing, that he used to be named Captain Marvel. They changed it to Shazam. It's a thing. Next up, Avengers Endgame. I know it's a scarecrow now, and that's why it's on the list. I mean, it's Endgame. Endgame is just, that's when you know it's the Endgame. Batman Endgame. Highlander Endgame. One of those two is actually really good. Like, Thanos did his thing. What's next? They obviously have a plan. It has to work. Steve Rogers even said so in the trailer. I don't want to see a lot of marketing behind this like you've sold me because it's Avengers Endgame. I really doubt anyone's going to see Avengers Infinity War and be like, I don't need to see what happens next. You gotta see what happens next. Like, that's a theme in this video, actually. You'll see more movies where I'm like, I have to see what happens. Next up, Toy Story 4. Why? Because I just have to see what happens. I thought 3 was the end. I thought that was just a wonderful Toy Story trilogy. And now we're getting 4, and that just makes me go, I hope it's good. But it's a track record that sells it. The Toy Story movies are so good. With Toy Story 3, admittedly at the time, I was like, it can't hold up. It just can't. It did. Totally did. We got one brief ass trailer that shows you very little about the movie, other than putting pipe cleaners and spoons together makes a toy and makes it sentient. The point is, it's the fact that it's another chapter in Toy Story is what makes me look forward to Toy Story 4. That's the thing that's selling it. For right now, that's enough for me. All right, next we have Spider-Man Far From Home. It's very simple here. Spider-Man fan of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and fan of Spider-Man Homecoming. Also a fan of Mysterio. I've been waiting for Quentin Beck to be on screen forever. So that's a good thing. That's a saving grace of the fact that there have been so many Spider-Man movies out there. They don't really want to double up, so they're like, what else do we got? Mysterio? Good enough for me. And I'm like, thank you. He's gonna be awesome to floor everybody, and everyone's gonna be like, how do we not get him sooner? Unless he sucks, in which case, that's me being wrong here. But hey, as of recording this, it's January 1st. I'm losing my voice. What else I got? I do wonder what are the stakes gonna be? Like, why is Spider-Man compelled to leave New York to go on this adventure far from home? Next up, we have the live-action Lion King adaptation. Yeah, live action. The Lion King is like top-tier Disney animation. I just have to see what they do with this. Point is, I want to see a live-action representation of the story of the Lion King, and I just don't have the patience to sit through Hamlet. It's just real. Like, before the internet melts its own face off, I know it's not actually live action. Like, everything in this Lion King movie is CGI. So it's animated, but I don't care. I'm gonna call it live action forever. Because that's the intent. You know they were like, we're gonna make a live action Lion King. Oh shit, it's really hard to get lions and animals to do that. Guess we'll have to make it all CGI. I don't consider Spider-Man and Captain America Civil War animated Spider-Man. I consider him live action Spider-Man. It's meant to look live action. It's meant to be taken in as live action. I'm gonna call it live action. Next up, Quentin Tarantino's 9th film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I know very little about this movie. I haven't seen a trailer on this movie. All I know is it's Quentin Tarantino dealing with the Manson Manson murders. And Margot Robbie plays Sharon Tate, which is interesting because it is Tarantino. There's that part of my brain like, is it gonna follow the story? I mean, Hitler died in Inglourious Bastards. The dude can change history. But the families of the victims are still alive. It's still a big I don't know. Is it gonna be a comedy? I don't know. Very Tarantino, as only Tarantino can do. Whatever, psychotics and serial killers, they fascinate me. Tarantino, I'm a fan of. When the two come together, I have to put it on my 10 anticipated. But this movie had my curiosity. And it has my attention. Next on the list, we have It Chapter 2, because it was great. I guess we should call it It Chapter 1. 20s of the Stephen King horror stories that have been adapted to movies, it is the best. For what they were going for, they did it perfectly. It's like the Goonies with a fucked up clown that kills people. It's not really a clown, it's a boggart of some kind. And after it crushed, you know they were gonna get some good actors to be like, I'll play the adult versions of them, sure. So they have a solid cast coming. I am in already. I'm in for it. And at the end of all of it, I'd like to see a super cut, like someone cut together It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2 and have it intertwine like the book did. And of course, come on, it's my favorite character of all time. I have to see what Joaquin Phoenix does with the Joker. Joker, it's all it's called, right? Joker. I was rewatching The Dark Knight recently and I'm like, that's what makes Heath Ledger's Joker so great. I mean, he's insane, sure, but he's in control of the room when he's there. That's what the Joker needs to be. If this is like falling down with murders and a clown, maybe he'll be on the larval stage of the Joker, a different mental phase entirely. I still say they shouldn't have ever said this was a Joker movie. They should have just had this movie about this guy going crazy, and in the end, by the way, it's Joker. And if for nothing else, wouldn't that be some shit if they established this is actually the Joker and the Jared Leto Joker's actually Jason Todd? Maybe they could allude to it without making it final, without giving validity to things people probably don't want validated. Whatever. Point is, great actor like Joaquin Phoenix in the shoes of a great character like the Joker. Gotta see it. And last on my list, okay, Star Wars Episode 9, it's on my anticipated. How could it not be? Let me paint the picture for you. J.J. Abrams comes in. It's like, all right, I'm gonna resurrect Star Wars. Fans generally were like, sweet, we're on board. Then Rian Johnson comes in. It's like, yeah, cool story, bro. Burns it to the ground. And now Abrams is coming in like, all right, I guess I gotta finish off this trilogy. J.J. Abrams teed up the storylines to go places. Rian Johnson just kicked them all down like Legos. Like, I don't care. Maybe it's more curiosity than anticipation. In which case, maybe I should pull this off and give another movie. All right, Us by Jordan Peele. Anticipating that. Or How to Train Your Dragon 3. That's a good one too. But I have to see where it goes. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna retcon? I doubt it. Is he gonna act like The Last Jedi never happened? No. Is he gonna have the opening crawl be like, after the destruction of Starkiller Base, Luke Skywalker gets a terrible vision of a possible future to come. So now he waits at the Jedi Temple for Rey to meet him for the first time. Rey is on her way there. Done. It never happened? I don't know, but I gotta see how this plays out. So after this trilogy's done, I guess it's done. It should be done anyway. Give it a break. Take us back to a time where every couple decades we got a Star Wars movie every 3 years between chapters. But mark my words, the coolest thing that could have happened is Rey turning bad and just taking up the First Order and being evil. They won't, because they're not going to have their strong female lead turn bad. For some reason, that's seen as weakness. I see it as ambition. But that's the coolest thing they could have done at the end of The Last Jedi. They didn't. They won't do it at the end of Episode 3 or 9. I mean, we'll see where they go. One thing I know for sure, the fan base will be united for this. It's going to be a peaceful time. No, Alright, so those are my 10 movies. My 10 movies I'm looking forward to in 2019. Odds are most of the movies on this list are gonna suck when they come out, and the best movies of the year are ones that aren't even on my radar. But for your anticipated movies of 2019, what are you looking forward to? Whatever they are, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.